Good morning, everybody. This is time for class 10 and the chapter number 1. We're going to introduce to you the new chapter, the first flight portion. The first chapter name is A Letter to God. Actually, this is a story all about a farmer who has a blind faith in God, and they are farmer. He's a farmer, and his faith lead to a great extent level where he is to write a letter to God to compensate his destroy. Actually, we read the first line. They say faith can move mountains, but what should we put our faith in? This is question, this story delicately posed. Lencho is a farmer who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined, asking for 100 pesos. Does Lencho letter reach God? Does God send him the money? Think what your answer to these questions would be, and guess how the story continues before you begin to read it. Actually, the starting of this first chapter and the first page, this is asking some sort of question. Is about Lencho is a farmer. He was blindly believe in God, and he's asking for 100 pesos because his crops are ruined, and he wants some sort of compensation. But the belief is that much level, that extended level where he wants money, and that money is not demanding from any people, but the money is he wants to directly from God. The God, because he think that God is responsible to ruin his crops. As you know, if anybody has saw a movie OMG, Oh My God, that is Akshay Kumar and Paresh Rawal was in that story. Some earthquake or disaster happened in that movie, and that person was claiming to God. He's not claiming to insurance, he's not claiming to a person, because the natural calamities, natural disaster occurred by God itself. So the same happened here in this story. So okay, let's we are going to move further, and we are going to move this line of the portion. The only one in the entire valley sat on the crest of a low hill. From the high height one could see river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers and always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was downpour, at least showered throughout the morning. Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see sky towards the northeast. Now we are really going to some water. Woman, the woman who was preparing supper, replied, yes, God willing. The older boys were working in the field, while the smaller ones were playing near the house until a woman called to them and for dinner. It was during the meal just as Lencho had predicted. Big drops of rain began to fall in the northeast. Huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason. They had to pleasure for feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are knee coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces, and the little ones are 5s. Actually, the story starts the weather. They are living in a valley, and the valley is totally pleasant, totally favorable. And the sky is towards, and he is looking towards the sky. And he was thinking is a good thing is going to happen because he has a good expectation. The crops are ready to cut, and he was waiting for if something went wrong, if something went different, that will be so pathetic. Actually, unfortunately, what happened, that we can read this line here. this line. "It is really getting bad now," exclaimed the man. "I hope it passes quickly." It did not pass quickly. For an hour to hell reigned on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, and the whole valley. The field was white, if covered with soil, not as a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his son, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year will have no corn." That night was sorrowful one, and all our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We are going hungry this year. See, actually, the really bad thing happened. The hail, that is called snowfall, is spreaded all across garden, all across crops, and everything is totally ruined and destroyed. We can see in a picture, Lencho was standing in the middle of the garden, in the middle of the field, and the face is truly mournful and sorrowful. He's saying that everything has been ruined, because a farmer is totally dependent upon crops. Any farmer, an Indian farmer, and even all farmer, most of the farmers, they are totally dependent upon the crops, because crops are the major resources, major output for his life. And in this condition, the all crops is totally ruined. So what it happened further? See, we can read this line. "But in the heart Salah lived in this solitary house in the middle of the valley. There was a single hope, help from God." What exactly you think? Lancho think that he has ruined his hope itself from the people, but he find a single hope that God can help, and he start making imagination from himself. He's telling to himself that don't be upset, even though it seems like total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man working like animal in the field, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter which himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. See, this line, it's about that Lencho thought only that he can help, the God can help, because he has a strong faith. It's a blind faith in his God. Everybody believing in God, but Lencho was have the high level of strong hope towards God. He think that we can get some sort of compensation. The God can help better. So that's why he decided to write a letter to God. One of the employees, who was postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him letter to God. Never it is in career as a postman had known that address. He started writing a letter to God, and he dropped that letter to mailbox. One of the employee of the postman received the letter. When he see the address, he start laughing. He start laughing and thinking that this is the first time happened. Anybody who is going to write a letter to God, is it possible? And the employees of the post office, all employees, all council, they start laughing, and it becomes so ridiculous. Immediately he turned serious and, tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish he had the faith to the man he wrote to the letter, starting the correspondence with God." In order to not shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with his idea, answered the letter, but when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it needed ink and paper. But he stuck his resolution. He asked for money for his employee. He himself gave part of salary. Several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. See, the all of the employee, they start laughing after seeing that later the address is mentioned that they have to write a letter to God. But except postmaster, he think that Lenchu has a good faith in God. He doesn't want to break faith, so he decided so smartly. He just put some portion of his salary and also demand other employees to give as per your wish, as a part of contribution, as a part of charity. And he start gathering. So it was impossible for him to gather together 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in envelope, addressed to Lencho, and with a letter in containing only a single word, signature God. So it was really impossible to gather and accumulate 100 peso in one time. So he just only little more than half he put and make a signature of God. So the farmer Lencho can believe that this peso, this money come from God and not from the people. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit early. Usually was there was a letter to him. It was a postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster experienced the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence, but he became angry when I counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Actually, when he received the letter, he was not surprised. Why? Because Lencho has a strong belief in his God. So, a postman came to his house and handed entrusted envelope, and when Lencho farmer opened his letter, he was not surprised because he has a strong faith. But after opening that, he found out there was no 100 peso. So farmer Lencho get angry, and he thought that God will never cheat. God will never give you less money. And God couldn't, nor could God make a kind of mistake. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window and asked for a paper and ink on the public writing table. He started to write with much wrinkle of his brow, caused by the effort to make express his idea. When he finished, he went to a window by a stamp which he licked and then affixed. The envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open. Said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached to me. Send me the rest since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. So he started writing a letter again to God, because the money he's received, it was not 100 peso, it was only 70 peso. And he also wrote a letter. In that letter, he just mentioned that please don't send that money through post office or through employee of the post office, because the employee of the post office are not a good person. He is totally crooks. What do you mean by crooks? Crooks means not a good person, cheated or cousin or dishonest person. So he himself decided that the employees of the post office is not good. They are cheater. Might be the God has sent 100 peso and the 30 peso might be has taken by that employee. So he mentioned that God, next time if you send that money, don't send through the post office of the employees, but you can send me directly. So what happened? But don't send it to me through the mail because the post office implies a bunch of crooks. Lencho. That it is the end of the story, and now I will explain you in Hindi because some of the students they're finding some uncomfortable because I am not putting such a great effort to make you super understanding, but I will explain you in Hindi what exactly the story it's all about. So I hope all of my beloved and my true student can understand what exactly a letter it's all about. We come to the point and we are going to explain in Hindi. Thank you everybody. A letter to God. A letter to God फर्स्ट फ्लाइट बुक का ये फर्स्ट चैप्टर है. इस लेटर टू गॉड में दिखाया गया है कि एक लेंचो एक फार्मर है एक जो अपने क्रॉप्स के बारे में सोच रहा है कि इस साल उसकी फसल अच्छी होगी, इसके क्रॉप्स अच्छे होंगे, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हो पाता है क्योंकि हेल स्टोन बर्फ़बारी हो जाती है और उस बर्फ़बारी में उसके सारे फसल बर्बाद हो जाते हैं. और उसकी जो एक्सपेक्टेशन थी, जो उसको एक होप था, क्योंकि एक किसान की सारी उम्मीदें उसके फसल पे होती है और वो फसल जो अपने खेतों में या बागीचों में जो जिस तरह के किसान होते हैं, जो जिस तरह के फसल उगाते हैं, तो उनकी सारी निगाहें अपने खेत पर, अपने क्रॉप्स पर, अपने फील्ड पर होती है. लेकिन कभी कभी ऐसा भी हो जाता है कि ड्रॉट की वजह कर, फ्लड की वजह कर हमारे फसल बर्बाद हो जाते हैं. उसी तरह लेंचो के साथ भी ऐसा ही कुछ मिसफॉर्चून होता है और उसके सारे फसल बर्बाद हो जाते हैं. वो बहुत उदास हो जाता है, बहुत ही सौरो हो जाता है, बहुत ही मॉर्नफुल हो जाता है. उसके पास कोई उपाय नहीं होती और वो सोचने लगता है कि मैं इस साल मुझे भूखा रहना पड़ेगा क्योंकि सारे फसल बर्बाद हो गए हैं. और वो क्योंकि ये एक नेचुरल क्लैमिटीज़ है, एक कैटास्ट्रॉफी है, ये एक डिज़ास्टर है जो नेचर के थ्रू होता है, चाहे वो फ्लड हो या सुनामी हो या ड्रॉट हो या साइक्लोन हो या स्टॉर्म हो या हेल स्टोन हो. ये सारी चीज़ें जो नेचर के द्वारा होता है, नेचुरल क्लैमिटीज़ कहते हैं उसे, डिज़ास्टर भी कहते हैं उसे, कैटास्ट्रॉफी भी कहते हैं. तो ऐसा हर इंसान को लगता है कि अगर मान ली फ्लड हो जाता है या सुनामी आता है या कोई भी नेचुरल क्लैमिटीज़ आती है तो उसका या तो हम लोग सोचते हैं कि हमारे जो गॉड हैं वो हमसे नाराज़ हैं, इसी वजह कर ऐसा हुआ, तो हम कहीं ना कहीं गॉड के ऊपर ही इसका श्रेय देते हैं. लेकिन ये लेंचो जो फार्मर है ये कोई कॉमन फार्मर नहीं है, लेकिन इसकी सबसे बड़ी सबसे पॉजिटिव अप्रोच ये है कि इसको अपने गॉड पर, अपने भगवान पर बहुत ज़्यादा बिलीव होती है. और ये इस बिलीव को इस स्टोरी में आप देखेंगे कि वो सीधा गॉड को लेटर लिखता है कि हमारे जो फसल पूरी तरह रूंड हो गए हैं, पूरी तरह डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए हैं, इस फसल को हम कैसे कॉम्पेंसेट कर पाएंगे. तो वो फार्मर जो है, लेंचो फार्मर है, वो किसान एक लेटर लिखता है गॉड को और जिसमें वो 100 पैसों का डिमांड करता है और उसे बिलीव होता है कि गॉड उसे 100 पैसों देंगे और वो इन्वेलप में वो लिख देता है. और जब ये लेटर पोस्ट ऑफिस पहुंचता है तो जैसे ही पोस्ट ऑफिस के एम्प्लॉय को ये लेटर मिलता है तो सब लोग इस लेटर को देखकर हंसने लगते हैं, उसका मजाक उड़ाने लगते हैं और सब लोग काफ़ी हंसते हैं। लेकिन उसमें एक पोस्टमैन होते हैं, एक एम्प्लॉय हैं, जो इस लेटर को पढ़कर वो सोचते हैं कि ये लेंचो जो फार्मर है, इसकी स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीफ है गॉड पर, इसके बिलीफ को, इसके फेथ को, इसके ट्रस्ट को हम लोग बनाए रख सकते हैं। और वो बड़े सोच के साथ वो कुछ अपने सैलरी के कुछ अमाउंट और बाकी जो एम्प्लॉय हैं उनसे कुछ पैसे एक्यूमुलेट करके ऑलमोस्ट 70 पैसों जो है एक्यूमुलेट करके गैदर करके वो लेंचो फार्मर के पास भिजवा देते हैं और बिहाफ में गॉड का सिग्नेचर अपने से करके वो भेज देते हैं। जब ये लेटर लेंचो फार्मर को मिलता है तो वो बहुत सरप्राइज़ नहीं होता है, क्योंकि अगर हम लोगों को ऐसा हो तो हम लोग बहुत ही ज़्यादा सरप्राइज़ हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि गॉड तो है लेकिन ऐसी कोई चीज़ें पॉसिबिलिटीज़ नहीं होती है। लेकिन वो सरप्राइज़ नहीं होता और वो एनवेलप को खोलता है उसे और वो देखता है कि उसमें 100 पैसों नहीं है, 100 पैसों से कम पैसे आए हैं। तो वो गुस्सा होता है, एंग्री होता है और उसे ऐसा लगता है कि गॉड हमारे साथ चीट नहीं कर सकते हैं, गॉड हमारे साथ धोखा नहीं दे सकते हैं। वो कहीं ना कहीं पोस्ट ऑफिस के एम्प्लॉय हैं जो उनका पैसा शायद वो ले लिए होंगे। लेंचो फार्मर दोबारा लेटर लिखता है गॉड को और उस लेटर में मेंशन करता है कि गॉड, आपने जो, मैंने आपसे 100 पैसों का डिमांड किया था और आपने मुझे ओनली 70 पैसों भेजा, रेस्ट 30 पैसों जो है वो मुझे आप भेजें। और ये पैसा जो है, ये जो मनी है, ये जो अमाउंट है, पोस्ट ऑफिस या पोस्टमैन के थ्रू ना भेजें, ये मुझे डायरेक्टली भेजें, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि पोस्ट ऑफिस के जो एम्प्लॉय हैं वो लोग डिसऑनेस्ट हैं, वो लोग अच्छे इंसान नहीं हैं। लेकिन रियलिटी आप स्टोरी में आपने पढ़ा और देखा कि पोस्ट ऑफिस के एम्प्लॉय ने ही ये सारे अमाउंट को जमा किया था। तो ये स्टोरी, इट्स ऑल अबाउट द फेथ ऑफ गॉड, it's all about the farmer Lencho who has a strong belief in God. So hopefully this story is absolutely clear, apparent and crystal to each and everybody, and this will be truly fruitful for class 10, and hopefully I will make you better teaching approach in next video. Thank you. Good luck for you each and everybody. Take care of yourself.